The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the February 24th, the terrific Tuesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. And let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But more important than that, and that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to send me an email. Send that off early and send that to Steve at TFNN.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. Of course, if you're inside our Tiger's Den, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on Terrific Tuesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. So we got a sea of green out there with regard to all the U.S. indices. Dow's up 393.39 for the S&P, 246 for the NASDAQ 100, 22 for the Russell. Transport's 115, semis up 146, NASDAQ Composite 204. Gold is off $64. Silver's up $1.11. Light sweet crude is back 40 pennies. Natural gas off 4 cents. 30 Treasury up 4 ticks. Our leaders in the clubhouse, the upside today, Booking Holdings, dollar-wise, 168 points. Keysight Technologies, 46. Monolithic Power Systems, 35. Mercado Libre, 32. And Comfort Systems, 31. To the downside, Fair Isaac Corp, $64. Dillard's down 65. Tennant Company down 18. Sandisk off 19. Armstrong World Industries down $14. So we got shakers and movers. Of course, I want to look at what you want to look at. Let's begin the day. So yesterday, what did we do? We ended the day with a spot VIX index that had a one-day rate of change just above that 10% level. The actual, I think, was 10.06. Anything above a 10% one-day rate of change leads to a bouncer bottom during the next trading session. So we have that. I shared that with you. For you that are intraday traders, you most certainly have benefited from that if you have paid attention to the signals, to the bottom patterns that form out there. The spot VIX index, though, is still well above its 50-day exponential moving average. The 50-day is at 1796. The spot VIX is at 1984. So we get off on this, the New York Stock Exchange advanced decline oscillator yesterday closed below its zero threshold level. If we close below it again today, then that would provide sellers with an edge. The same thing with spot VIX index trade above its 50-day exponential moving average out there. What happens if we get to a new all-time high in the advanced decline oscillator? Well, that just restarts that period of time where all retracements are basically shallow during at least the first couple of weeks out there. What else do we take a look at out here? The horizontal trading ranges and diagonal trading ranges for the Dow. So what we can see here, this is a monthly chart, by the way. You got the red horizontal trading ranges. Those were popularized by Bud Rolfs, who had primary trading ranges. He was able to do all that stuff visually. I have electronified it, so it's all automated. And really what it's doing, if you take a look at those numbers on the very right-hand side of the panel, you got an actual number level, and then you've got a dash 22, for example, 17,716. There's 22 opens or closes at that area. There's 58 around 10,475. Those two levels actually set up the horizontal trading ranges. What's inside there is a midpoint level. And then you just simply take those same dollar amounts and just keep adding them to it. And oddly enough, they work as support and resistance levels. Then you've got the rising and falling price channels out there. So we know that the 50,300 area is both the resistance area for its monthly horizontal trading range, as well as we've run into the diagonal rising price channel out there. As far as today, the Dow priced in other currencies. It's moving higher in all of the currencies out there. So nothing here to tell us that the rally should stop. So what that says is let's go take a look at what's going on from the intraday charts out here. Well, let's look at the daily charts first. So on the daily charts, just to remind ourselves where we're at, the ES Mini and the NQ, we are in a clear consolidation mode. That's identified by those black diagonal boxes. The NQ is the one that really triggered that message out there when most recent profile wrapped around the prior profile. And that is still in place out there. Both the ES and the NQ did close slightly below profile support yesterday. We're back above it today. It just tells you, but what the more important thing about the NQ today, and we'll take a look at the NQ intraday charts, is that prices trading above its red oscillator and change line. You can see that we hadn't really been above it since January 29th out there. We did close above it on Friday, back below it yesterday. Are we going to close above it today? If we do, it's about closing above it tomorrow as well. 2 consecutive closes. If we get that, then that's going to take us up towards the 25,473 level. And if we don't, well, then we're really trading in between, kind of the lows of the last few days and that red oscillator and change line. So the NQ is going to be important today. The level here, about 24,956 or so, is that oscillator and change line level. In the case of the Dow Equity Future Contract, price pulls back, finds support at the bottom of its profile, as does the Russell 2000 for its daily time frame. That was accomplished yesterday. Resistance-wise, on the way up. In the case of the ES Mini, 69.02 for its daily time frame. The NQ is trading above its oscillator and change line, so its next resistance at 25,473, 49,466 for the YM. 2673 for the Russell, as well as 2692. Those are the daily resistance levels up ahead should price rally further. Let's go try to figure out if that is a likely outcome. How do we do that? We go take a look at those intraday charts out there. And let's begin by taking a look at the ES Mini. Why? Because those are the charts that are on my screen, and they take a little while to populate out there. In fact, it's sporting maybe a little bit longer than even yesterday, the day before. My apologies for that. Nothing I can do at this moment in time. Now, if you look at the 60-minute time frame chart for the ES Mini, and as we put inside the newsletter this morning, that we had a nice TD9 count top, and that set the threshold of resistance to the upside. And that meant that any close above that high being 68.75, was going to lead to a higher price. Well, we got that in the bar that just closed here at 11 o'clock. What it also said, because we had that TD9 count top, is price was likely to move lower and would find support at 68.35.75. It's TD9 count breakout level. It accomplished all those tasks. Now, okay, you're only as good as your last call, and that call wasn't good enough for you because you weren't in on it. Let's try to figure out what we've got here for the next call out there. Yesterday, we were able to identify TD9 count bottoms live. We saw those short-term intraday rallies, which is what we expected because we didn't see bottom signals on the larger time frames. So now what we're watching is I do not see any kind of intraday topping pattern for the ES Mini. Nothing on the 10-minute, nothing on the 15, nothing on the 30, nothing on the 60. In fact, we know the 60 negated a Rhodes momentum indicator top. We're trading about profile resistance on the 2-hour. So now here comes the resistance level. In fact, it's the only ones that I see other than the daily, and that's its sell zone on the 240-minute time frame chart. That sell zone is between 68.56 and 68.94. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right. No, that can't be it. I'll give you those levels when we come back to this break. 68.94 and 69.10. Yeah, 68.94, 69.10. Be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched The Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. I got the 10-minute time frame chart up on my screen for the ES Mini. Dan was kind enough in the den. Thanks for being a wingman out there to identify a short-term A to B equals CD pattern. The upside, I've drawn that in on my screen out here for the ES Mini. You can see it's got a price projection of 69.04. Now, here's the way that those are handled, the A to B equals CD patterns. The way that they confirm their tops is they generate bearish reversal candles. So we're trading at 68.93 right now. You know, we basically got 1 point to get up to that level. So what you'd be watching for here is some type of bearish reversal candle. And then what I don't have on my E-signal charts are really those were the daily profiles that were up there. I don't have the oscillator change line and things of that sort. I'm gonna we'll come back to the GDX in a moment here, Dennis. I want to go back to the as I did populate the charts for the NQ, and so just like we did on the ES, I want to be able to identify what's going on here intraday out there. So what the heck? Some of these charts show, this is really weird. I've been having a couple of system problems here. Yesterday, I thought maybe it was just all the Northeast stuff, and maybe it still is. Okay, so we take a look at the NQ. So the 10-minute time frame chart, and this has got that same A to B equals CD pattern as the ES Mini did. The difference here is I don't recall the ES Mini having a TD9 count top. So the NQ does. That TD9 count top is going to complete here at 11:20, another about less than 30 seconds or so, 10 seconds. Out here. And so if price closes above that high, 25.047.25, that's going to tell you about a further rally. So that is an intraday topping signal that we have there. So that TD9 count top, what that should do, Dan, is that should generate the bearish reversal candle on the ES Mini to create that sell the D point top out there. Now, in the case of the NQ, because I've got this up on our screen, the first retracement target would be that green oscillator and change line. That's at 24,976-ish. If price were to close below that, move below that, then we'd be looking at price getting back towards its buy zone. And the buy zone for the 10-minute time frame for the NQ is between the range of 24,846 and 24,892. But watch that first level of support, that oscillator and change line. If price were to close below the bullish structured profile for its 10-minute time frame chart, then we'd be looking at 24,800.75 out there. So thanks for the warning on the sell, the D point top that is likely to form. Let's just put up here. Now, we won't know for another 10 minutes. So it's just at 11:30. We go off the air for the next break in about 6 minutes out there. So hopefully I'll remember to take a look. But the NQ ought to be able to pull the marker lower, give Dan what he was looking for on the ES Mini for its 10-minute time frame out there. All right, so let's get to the requests that have come in thus far. The first one from Dennis in West Palm Beach. And Dennis is interested in the GDX out here. So we take a look at the GDX. We'll get these charts here populated. What we love about the GDX chart here is that the monthly time frame negated a TD9 count top last month that did it in one single month. That tells us about a strong upward momentum move that is underway. We are in wave number 7, and if we don't get a higher high from a monthly intraday signal this month, that will confirm that top, and that could be signaling that we move back towards the 78.19 level. So on the monthly time frame, that's the thing that we'd be watching there. You would just be aware of it because you'd really be watching the daily and the weekly charts to see if they turn first. It would be the daily chart that would turn first out there. On a weekly basis, we can see that we've got a TD9 count and we've got a Rhodes momentum indicator top. Take it back. No TD9 count top out there. We're price basically targeting that high. We are trading inside that swing point. So that means that it may go after the GDX, that is, 113.50 level. And if it closes above that, well, then you're just simply just moving to the upside, and which is really what the monthly chart says, except for that wave number 7 signal. The daily time frame's got that TD9 count top. Price is trading inside that swing point, Dennis. That daily swing point from back on January 20th had volume of 67 million shares. We got into it yesterday with 26. Today so far, we're at 6.8. So we're trading in that swing point with light volume. But as long as price remains above 107.14, the green oscillator and change line, you're likely to still rally, light volume or not. So that's what's going on there. You also have an interest in Facebook, META. So let's get its charts here populated, see what it is doing. I believe likely the largest holding inside the communication sector of the S&P 500. That's the XLC. We've got Facebook or Meta trading out at, boy, this is slow. Usually I can say that and it's there. 636.06. So Meta on a daily time frame is trading with inside its daily profile. That's between 633.67 and 655.73. Both have acted as support as well as resistance out there. So that is your range. If price did close below 633.67, you've got support, TD9 count breakout support just below that at 626.55. On a weekly time frame. Weekly time frame shows price trading with inside its profile. It has a TD9 count bottom pattern with price below a red oscillator and change line, and increase the odds of a move back to its buy zone. That buy zone is between 599 and 616. Now, ideally, what you'd like to see is you'd like to see price move back, pull back, and at least test the high 611.69 of the November 21st swing point, and do it less than 108 million shares. For example, last week's volume was 51 million shares. This last week was one short trading day, though, I believe. This week so far, we're only at 12, but it's light volume pullback, and you'd love to be able to get that test out there. The monthly time frame has a Rhodes momentum indicator top with price consolidating with inside its profile. If price were to close below the weekly TD9 count bottom, that TD9 count bottom's low is priced at 581.25. We would then likely move to the 543.09 level. That would be the bottom of the monthly profile. So Meta, as we take a look at its charts, pressure seems to be to the downside. We're below the oscillator and change lines for the daily, weekly, and monthly time frame. But we're trading with inside profiles. So Dennis, what you're watching there for Facebook are those profile levels out there. And of course, on the rally, you're watching the oscillator and change lines. So I do hope that helps you out. Our good friend Ron in Denver is interested in JSDA. He says it's a soda company, Jones Soda Company, who's got some cool bottle caps or something along those lines. Are you in some prizes or what have you? That doesn't work for me. Stevie's not much of a soda drinker out there. Not that I haven't had my fair share, but I do like a ginger ale if I got an upset stomach. Of course, I'm from Detroit, so that means Verner's. Not too many people are familiar with Verner's. What a great drink, but most people who've never tasted it are kind of like, yeah, maybe not so much. But JSDA, which is what you asked about, is trading right now at 31 pennies and is getting back inside its daily profile. Boy, this is a chart that 31 cents that you could really move around out here. So I just say caution and be careful out there. But technically, what is it doing? I'm going to start with the monthly time frame. So the monthly time frame has no bottom. Price has a bullish structured profile. Price is traded above and is trading above the center of that profile, 22 cents. That tells us that typically, Ron, price would make its way to profile resistance at 55 cents. It has not done that for the last 2 weeks. So 36 cents is a key resistance level. If price were to close above that, not on a daily, not on a weekly, but on a monthly basis, then we get to 55. On a weekly time frame, this does say it wants to rally further. The reason it says that is because price is traded above a green oscillator and change line at the top of its profile, 23 cents. Okay, if it wants to rally further, where's resistance? That's clear. The first level is 32 pennies. We're at 31 cents right now. That's the daily oscillator and change line. The second level is at 35 cents. That is the top of its daily profile. That's about as good as I can get for you, Ron, out there. Just be careful with this penny stock stuff out there. But you've got the one that's in control. That's what I see with regard to Jones Soda. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We come back to this break. We're going to look at GM and GEV for Rahul, HubSpot and HIM for SATP, XMTR, and BHP. We'll be right back.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. We're looking at the charts here for General Motors, GM out there. You know, when I was in Detroit last September, visiting my old buddies, we went down into the GM's headquarters is in the RenCen Center. They're moving it though. I know they're moving it someplace else in the Motor City out there. But what was really cool was they had all of the. Not all. They had many non-production prototype cars that were out. And I mean, they were just so cool to look at. Some of them you wondered why they didn't actually come to production, but really cool cars. Anyway, if we take a look at General Motors has a Rhodes momentum indicator top. I see a wave number 7 signal for the daily time frame. And what that's led to is basically a sideways consolidation with right now price trading with inside its bullish structured daily profile. That's between the range of, it's got a buy zone between 79.93 and 80.79. Now, what we can also see is within and resistance at 83.35. We can see that today's rally ran right up into the green oscillator and change line. So that is a resistance level for sure, 82.41. What this needs to do is close above 83.35 to get its mojo back. If it does that, then we rally back up towards the highs. And we close below the swing point from February 11th. And if we can do it with more than 9 million shares, I believe it was 9.6 million shares, that would trigger an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. Of course, if that's going to happen, the weekly Rhodes momentum indicator top profile support is going to have to fail. So we've got pretty strong support here on General Motors. 78.69 is the bottom on the weekly, 79.93 the bottom on the daily chart out there. But you still have a top with a sideways consolidation. And here we can clearly see that consolidation between 78.69 and 83.68. And finally, the monthly time frame chart, not much different than most monthly charts out there. They're in bar number 9. They're completing bar number 9. Some in bar number 8's out there, but they're telling us about a potential top out there. And those potential tops, well, if you take a look at the cadence down below, when we do get a top out here, they typically, we see price move lower in the case of GM for 3 to 4 or 5 even consecutive months to the downside out there. So here you take things one step at a time, and that is this. The target area to the downside of the TD9 count pattern is going to be 69.57-ish out there. But we can't get through that until we get below profile support on the daily and weekly. So that's going to be the levels that you're watching on the daily and weekly. Even though we've got these tops out here, it still just has turned into a sideways consolidation, much like the general market. Let's see if GEV has got any additional message for us. GEV is going to take a moment or two to populate. So sorry about that. But well, what else can I share with you? What else could I share about the market? Not much else I can think. Let's just wait for GEV, which is 8. Here's a nice move. So now this will negate a daily Rhodes momentum indicator top today with a close above the high from February 12th. That is at 846 even Steven. You're at 865 right now. So that's likely to take place. Negate that signal tells you that we should rally further. Well, the weekly chart says we should absolutely rally further. In fact, the weekly was just waiting for the daily to negate that Rhodes momentum indicator top. Why is that, Steve-O? Because price is trading above profile resistance and its green oscillator and change line. I see a B point that has a volume from back on August 1st of 14.7 million shares. When that was passed, it was passed with 20 million shares. That was the week of January 30th. So there is now a confirmed weekly A to B. Oops, that was the wrong key. Let's try the right key. Let's try the right key one more time. Lord. All right, let's really try it. Okay, so let's look at this A to B equals CD pattern. Of course, this is not dead balls accurate out there, although I was trying on my own to develop the A to B equal drawing tool. That turned out to be sort of a nightmare out there. I'm still going to come back to it, but I'll do it over a weekend when it's raining. But if we take a look at, so this got a price projection. I was really just talking to myself. 955.30 is the 1-to-1 A to B equals CD price prediction. I'm not saying that's where price stops. I'm saying that's its initial price target. When it gets to that level, if we get bearish reversal candles, and if we get on a daily time frame, that would generate a sell the D point top as well. Finally, to the monthly chart, this is bullish as can be. And everybody that's in this stock is at a happy time. Yeah, everybody here is partying. That is GEV out there. So GEV looks very good, Rahul, and best of luck to you there. Let's take a look at HubSpot, HUBS. This is for SATP. SAT already owns shares both in HubSpot and in HIMS. Is really just looking for profile support or resistance or oscillator and change line or TD9 count levels. So we'll certainly provide those as soon as these charts here populate, but we'll give more. We may have some of you that are also in this, so we'll try to give you some directional guidance here. I do see HubSpot with a negated TD9 count bottom, but today it's going to likely form a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. Why is that? Because what we've got out here is a bullish reversal candle. And I don't know what it's going to be like at day's end, but your question is, where is resistance? So the first level of resistance within this profile, first support is 222.42. Resistance, the first level of center, 237.25. The next level, 252.09. The price can close above that. Then you're looking at 329.17, TD9 count breakdown resistance. If price were to close below the low from yesterday, 214.14, it'll negate the TD9 count bottom pattern and say that we head lower. The weekly time frame chart, and I know you're long this, if it's me, one of two things. Either you need a bullish reversal candle to confirm a buy the D point bottom, or and I don't know that you're going to get this because it looked like you might get it yesterday, which was really just a poke below the low from February 13th. The poke below 207.20 would trigger a potential TD9 count bottom pattern. So right now you're looking for in the weekly time frame a bullish reversal candle, and then your resistance level is going to be 247.15, 263.92-ish, and 287.10. Finally, to the monthly time frame chart, and this is where things get ugly. We are trading below a TD9 count bottom pattern. We are trading below prior swing points from back here in October of 2022 out there. Now, that swing point had volume of 14.3 million shares. I'm referring to October of 2022. Last month, we moved into it with 25 million shares. Again, that was going into 14 million shares. This month so far, we're at 42 million shares. This is actually telling us that it wants lower price. Now, there's an A to B equals CD pattern here to the downside. Very likely, it is the same one that is drawn in on the, let me just see, that was in May. Is this a May swing point? Yeah, it is. So it's the same A to B equals CD pattern to the downside, and that needs a bullish reversal candle to suggest that you've bottomed out here. Otherwise, price wants a targeted swing point from March of 2020 out there. So the daily's got a bottom. I've given you your resistance levels, but man, the weekly and monthly are saying the move lower may not be over, Sat. I know that's not what you wanted to hear, and I'm hoping that I am dead wrong on that. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We come back from this break. Hector and Patty would like to look at XMTR, McGuppy, BHP. That's what we'll do. We'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstad's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstad releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. I have the 10-minute chart for the ES Mini up on my screen, as well as, really all 4 equity future contracts. Focus really on the ES and the NQ. So the ES Mini did, in fact, go ahead and make that bearish engulfing candle. That confirmed that sell the D point top. But what we can also see here, and there's also a new profile that formed. We can also see, though, that prices found support at that green oscillator and change line. That's the key level. Currently printing at on the 10-minute basis, 68.84. If we were to see a close below that, ES Mini would likely target 68.53. The NQ, which had the TD9 count top, has found support or is testing this green oscillator and change line right now. 24,988 basically where we're printing. So if price closed below that on a 10-minute basis, we ought to see move towards 24,846 to 24,892 out there. So that's what's going on the 10-minute charts. Just to give you a quick update there, I'm going to go ahead and close these out, and then we'll get over to XMTR for Hector and Patty. Oh, there's one thing I wanted to share with you. On Friday night, I saw a pianist, a trio, old jazz style, stand-up bass. This guy's great on it and a pretty good drummer. Her name is Yoko Miwa. The reason that I'm bringing it up to your attention, I didn't realize it at the time. I didn't really know much about her. My wife had seen something written and written up, and I said, "Hey, let's go check her out," which we did. But she's from the Boston area, so they were down here. They were talking about how their flights were canceled, because of the snowstorm, which they weren't complaining about necessarily. But she plays all the time in the Boston area. I know she plays in the Cambridge area. I know she's got some upcoming concerts, even the end of this month, and then in April out there. And those of you that like music, I'm going to tell you, she's a really great pianist, and it's a really great trio out there. So I just pass that on to you, since we've had a number of listeners in that area. Now let's get to Hector and Patty. They want to take a look at what's going on with XMTR. So let's get to those charts. Give me a moment here. We'll get those fired up on our screen. Should have been doing that while I was talking. Oh, well, can't think of everything. Here we go. So let's get XMTR. This is for Hector and Patty. And we've got XMTR. Oh, what a swoosh day to the downside. So that's A to B equals CD pattern to the downside territory. That's for sure. And we've already attained probably the 1-to-1 level. Let's just take a quick peek in here. So we go from the high out here on February 9th down to a swing point on February 13th. We're going to copy, we're going to paste, and then we're going to assemble. And now we haven't gotten down to the low. So the 1-to-1 price projection for XMTR gets you down towards 37.54 Hector and Patty. Are we going to get there? I would have to say most likely yes. Why? A couple of reasons. One, the daily time frame is trading below TD9 count breakout support at 50.01. The weekly at this moment in time is trading below its buy zone between 46.84 and 49.33. Now, it is possible that price found support. Well, it's not even possible. What we do know is price found the first level of support. How can that be, Steve-O? Price is trading below the bottom of its daily profile. It's trading below the bottom of its weekly profile. I heard you just say that. How in Sam heck can you be at support? Well, the good news is we also have the monthly time frame chart out there, right? We take a look at those three time frames. 43.14. Basil asked, what was her name again? It is, I'll spell it for you so that way it becomes, it'll be Yoka, Y-O-K-A, Miwa, M-I-W-A. Basil, you'll love her, the musician, that you are. I'm telling you, she is. Well, listen to a few of her songs. I'm sure there's plenty of her music on the. But if you're in your area and you're looking for a good concert to see, I'm telling you, you won't regret it. If you do, I apologize, but it is good. All right, so back to XMTR. Well, you got to take a look at. I like to look at least daily, weekly, and monthly. It gives me a pretty decent view as to what's going on. Why did price maybe find support? Because price, which is it's not going to form a TD9 count pattern this month. Not if it finishes here, because it's got to close above the close of bar number 5. But what price has done is pulled back to that oscillator and change line, and that's right now at about $43 and change, 43.17 to 43.14, somewhere in the 43 level out there. So if price starts trading below that oscillator and change line, Hector and Patty, that's what's going to get us down to the 37.54 level. Below 37.54, we have price targets of 30.90. 30.90 is the TD9 count breakout level for the weekly time frame out there. So that's what I see with regard to XMTR. I don't see a bottom pattern today, so I hope that helps you. Yes, has found support. The bottom pattern? No, we don't have that. Now let's go take a look at the BHP. This is for McGuppy inside the Tiger's Den. BHP. See what this is trading out at. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure she teaches up there. It might be. I didn't look at her website or anything like that. I just looked at my phone just to remember her name. But the bass player there. You check him out. See if he's on his website. I'm telling you, he was one of the best stand-up bass guys I've seen in a long time. I mean, man, that guy could make that instrument play. It's really great. It's I love great everything. Great traders, like we've got great traders inside the Tiger's Den, plenty of them. Great athletes. Who doesn't love great athletes? Great musicians. Great, it's just so wonderful to watch people, that have such skill sets at certain things. It just keeps me smiling. In any event, out here, we take a look at BHP. This is in bullish breakout mode on the daily time frame, the weekly time frame, and the monthly time frame. Well, that makes it pretty easy. Why the daily time frame? Well, the daily time frame, there's no topping pattern. We're trading above profile resistance, green oscillator and change line, breakout mode. Weekly time frame last week negated a TD9 count top. Breakout mode. Monthly time frame, we are in bar number 8 of a TD9 count. We're at new all-time highs. Quite frankly, we've got an A to B equals CD pattern. Let's see about the volume metrics here. So the B point of the A to B equals CD would take us back to May of 2021. 39 million shares traded hands that month. This month so far, we are at 90 million. We are at 70 million shares. So you've got a confirmed BHP A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. The cost of oil is going higher. Right? Is that why Dan's tools, and I know he uses the UVXY as one of those benchmarks, just one of those, showing rising volatility? Is there something going on that's going to happen in the Middle East or somewhere, and that's going to send oil higher? or Iran, wherever, the whole Middle East structure out there. In any event, you've got a monthly confirmed A to B equals CD pattern to the upside that ought to get you the initial price projection. Don't hold me right to the penny, about 86.47 out there. So BHP looking muy bueno out there, McGuppy, and best of luck to you on that trade. We do have a question out here from Duncan Steve to take a look at PLTR, or at least that's the first one that pops up in my mind. Yeah, you're welcome, Dan. I'm telling you, you're going to love Yoko Miwa. She's really great out there. I'll tell you the other guy, Ben Eng, E-N-G. Did I tell you about him? Look up that guy. Now, he's a great pianist, but his voice, it's one of the more spectacular voices, and I think he is up in that area too. Somebody check on that. Anyways, with regard to Palantir, you formed a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom yesterday, but if you close below yesterday's hammer candle, that signal is off. So you can't close below 127.39. If you do, that signal's off out there. We'll finish looking at Palantir. We come back from this break.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
welcome back, folks. So you got that daily hammer candle that formed yesterday. It confirms that Rhodes momentum indicator bottom for the daily time frame for Palantir. But the weekly is without a bottom, and it's trading below profile support. And the monthly is trading with inside its profile, but below its oscillator and change line. The ideal pattern out here would is that Palantir would poke below this week or next week, the low from the week of February 13th, and that's at 126.23, in order to trigger a TD9 count bottom pattern out there. Short of that, Palantir needs a bullish reversal candle to confirm a weekly bottom. MRVL, let's go see what Marvell is doing. This also for Duncan Steve. This will take just a moment here to populate. It's Brian Eng, E-N-G, not Ben Eng. I think I was thinking of the golfer. So sorry about that. But Brian Eng, a young guy, I'm telling you, he's got his voice is as smooth as anything that you'll ever hear out there, and he is really a great piano player too. And again, it's another old style jazz, but it's just great. So Marvell's just consolidated with inside its daily profile. It's got a buy the D point bottom pattern for its daily time frame. It's a buy the D point bottom pattern for its weekly time frame. That hammer candle out there, and on a monthly basis, price is trading with inside its profile. It does have a Rhodes momentum indicator top. Price trading between 60.60 to its support, 90.34 as resistance out there. So that's what's going on with Marvell. I think I have gotten to everything. I think we've gotten to everything. KRE has been thrown out there. Let's just put the charts up here on the screen as potential buy areas in the 62 to 63 level. Let's go see what we can find down in that range, if anything. This is the local banking ETF, the banking ETF out there, the KRE. So you've got support at 67.82. So it's got a daily TD9 count top, A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. Looks like it was probably confirmed with volume yesterday. The volume yesterday was 37 million shares, taken out a swing point that had 29 million shares. So you got the A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. Needs a bullish reversal candle to confirm a bottom there. Weekly's trading with inside profile. Next level of support for it is 66.06. That's at 67.82 fails. Folks, stay tuned for all the great programming. I'll be back with you tomorrow on Wonderful Wednesday. In the meantime, have a terrific Tuesday. Take care and be safe out there.